In this video, I'm going to be discussing how similar the US stock market is compared to crypto and what crypto could be on the brink of doing. You're going to get pretty excited, especially if you are a bull. Also, I'm going to cover a little bit more about the Telegram founder's arrest. But first, let me go over this really important news, something that I've been saying for a very long time, even before I started this channel. We started this channel back in 2012. I was thinking this. Now here, so let's go over to Russia right now. They just passed a bill allowing crypto trade payments and is aiming to roll out the digital ruble next July. Guys, all central banks are in collusion with each other, okay? You cannot vote out a central banker. You cannot change the ways that central banks do their jobs. If you don't believe me, just go ahead and look at the purchasing power of the US dollar since inception of 1971 till now, okay? That it's been pretty much down 90%, 95%, and since the creation of the Federal Reserve in 1913, you know, all of these currencies are down massively. Okay, but the thing is, they have to change their game now, as I've discussed many times before, and that is a central bank digital currency. They're going to call it the digital yuan. They're going to call it the digital ruble, like this. They're going to say the digital dollar, or whatever. Whatever it is, they are coming out with their own version of a CBDC. And yes, they use blockchain technology to go ahead and create these digital currencies. Doesn't mean that they're using Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not going to be a central bank digital currency. Ethereum's not going to be a central bank digital currency. But they use parts of the code to go ahead and create these things. You have to understand this. Like FedNow was using Sia coin, I think Ethereum as well, like different parts of the code to create their own closed source blockchain. So you're not going to be able to see the transactions, of course not, because they are the least transparent entity on the face of the planet. They aren't using a public blockchain. They are using a white label version of it to pervert transactions, do whatever they want to do, okay? So, and you're not going to be able to vote your way out of this. Trump, Kamala, the Superman coming down from space or whatever, not going to be able to stop that from happening. And you know, I can prove that to you. The Fed chair has never been listed on the ballot, has it? Nope. Okay, so now, congratulations. If you've held on to Bitcoin through this entire bull market, you have survived 6 months of sideways chop. And that's pretty impressive. And I think I just did a market update on learningcrypto.com if you want to see what my thoughts are on the market, what we're about to purchase as well. And I've done a really good job of calling the market corrections. Like back when, if you want to check me out on Sir Crypto Tips, you'll be able to see I was very vocal about, hey, listen, I'm sorry, I know you guys we're at 64,500 or 65,000. We're going down because I could see open interest very high in this space. What is open interest? It's just the amount of leverage that is in the system, and whales love to grab liquidity from leverage. You'll hear this time and time again if you are a subscriber of Crypto Tips. Okay, so let's go over to the Telegram founder's arrest. This is from Naomi Brockwell. If you haven't checked her out, she's amazing. Heidi and I really like her. Heidi does a couple interviews with her, like twice a year or every other year. But she says the charges against Pavel are absolutely insane. 3 of them are for unlicensed cryptology. And actually Heidi's new book, if you want to learn about the history of that, going into Bitcoin and learn exactly why Bitcoin is so important in the world, check out Why Crypto at shop.learningcrypto.com. But I digress. Apparently, privacy in France is illegal without a license. This is terrifying. So people are really bashing France right now, but I have to remind you guys that this kind of happened in the United States. Yes, history doesn't always repeat, but it rhymes. The Tornado Cash dev that was arrested by US authorities for writing code. So the Tornado Cash devs were arrested because they wrote code that other people used that the State Department and Justice Department thought were very bad people. It's kind of like, you know, guess that big H word, Hamas. They used Toyota trucks, you know, driving around in Toyota trucks, and they took pictures of them and all that stuff. Could you imagine Toyota, the CEO of Toyota, getting arrested because Hamas drove their trucks? Exactly, same thing, guys. But this is way scarier because code is speech, and therefore it should be protected by the First Amendment, or freedom of speech, which doesn't exist anymore in the US or France, it seems like. And this is going to probably continue, in my opinion. And this is just a big crackdown because I think the powers that be are very scared of code because they see what is happening in the crypto space, especially with Monero and all these other coins. They are very scared, okay? And that is actually a good thing. This is like, you understand how powerful cryptography is when you understand that these governments are really scared of it. Yeah, so anyways, moving on. Some good news here. The UAE is closely following Durov's case, who is the founder of Telegram. France may not be able to hold him prisoner for long. And here's what they actually say. Abu Dhabi, this is from Abu Dhabi, the UAE is closely following the case of citizen Pavel Durov, founder of Telegram, who was arrested by the French authorities in Paris airport, emphasizing that the UAE has submitted a request to the government of the French Republic to provide him with all the necessary consular services in an urgent manner. This is actually really cool of the UAE to go ahead and do this. This is actually very good news for the Telegram founder. So moving on to my last story about the Bitcoin bull market and how similar it is to the stock market. Now, the stock market doesn't always follow crypto and vice versa, okay? Sometimes it does the complete opposite, but here, check this graph out right now. This is from Jelly on crypto, on Twitter. He says, after months of struggle, the stock market entered a raging bull market. Looks like Bitcoin is about to follow in its footsteps. Bring on price discovery. And I agree with this. I think that we're about time. You know, this is kind of on average of how long we went on for in the past with, you know, with the accumulation range, and also how long it took since the post-halving till when the bull market really started kicking off. And if you remember, back over 130 days ago, well over that, I was saying, hey, listen, just because we are experiencing the halving doesn't mean that we are going to just automatically, the day of the halving, go to $100,000. I said that is not going to happen. That has never happened. We've never really skyrocketed right away, but it's usually taken about 130 to 170 days on average. And right now we're about 135, 140 days, something like that. So we are around that time to where we are about to have a big, giant last leg of a bull market, and it's going to knock many of your guys' socks off. Like I said, if you want to check us out again, learningcrypto.com, you get to see our portfolio, when we're buying, when we're selling, especially when we're selling. Guys, you're not, if you don't sell at the right time, or don't sell even near the right time, you're going to miss out, okay? And I think that's one thing that's really important that I've learned over the past 3 bull markets that I've been into. And bull markets are the most fun when you actually take profits, because that gives you ammunition for the bear market coming. Because you know what, guys? You are going to love, if you follow me, you're going to love the next bear market. You are going to love it, because you're going to be like, oh boy, it's going lower. It's going lower. Nope, not buying. Oh, it's going lower. You can tell with sentiment and all that stuff. Like back in, I know this is a bit of a long video, but I remember back in when the FTX collapsed, right? I really thought that $20,000, that was, you know, it wasn't going any lower, but then FTX collapsed and we went to 15,500, and I'm really glad I had some cash left over. But I was excited that whole time. That was a very exciting time. Well, where most people were stressed out of their mind, had their coins on centralized exchanges because they were listening to a bunch of knucklehead influencers telling them, oh yeah, go ahead and leave all your coins on a centralized exchange, whereas we didn't. We also called out BlockFi. We also called out Celsius. We called out, or Heidi called out Sam Bankman-Fried 2 weeks before FTX collapsed, and we got a lot of hate for that. But then, boy, did we get some love after that. So anyways, that's what you have to look forward to if you're following us. Like and subscribe. Talk to you soon.